Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you're fine and taking good care of yourself. I'm here once again with another English lesson, and this time our topic is reading comprehension. This is our second lesson on reading comprehension. Last time I taught you two skills, skimming and scanning. And today again we will see some further strategies that can help you to be a good reader. Before we talk about these strategies, let's talk about what is reading comprehension. Why is reading comprehension important and how can we achieve this skill? Reading comprehension is basically the goal or purpose for reading. It is a process of simultaneously extracting and constructing meaning through interaction and involvement with written language. An active, complex, long term developmental cognitive process of acquiring knowledge, of enhancing understanding, of constructing meaning that involves knowledge, experience, thinking, and teaching. Understanding beyond knowing. Comprehension is not a product of reading. Rather, it requires purposeful, thoughtful, and active interactions between the reader, the text, the activity, and the socio cultural context. It means reading comprehension is an ability to process text, understand its meaning, and integrate it with what you already know. Now, here are a few things that will let you know what do proficient readers do to enhance their comprehension. So these are the things that you need to do to be a proficient reader. First of all, activate background knowledge and make associations or connections with text. Then ask questions before, during, and after reading. Use awareness of the purpose in reading the text forms and features, and then make decisions about reading rate based on this awareness. Visualize and use sensory images and emotions. Verify or change predictions based on the text and what is known about an author or his style. Read selectively, fluently, and decode rapidly. In order to understand these skills and to master them, we will see what does a good reader do? What makes a good reader? And in order to understand these things, we must know what effective readers do basically. The effective readers, they read for understanding, not for speed. They know when and how to find the meaning of a word using more than a dictionary. Sometimes they read something more than once, and they read a variety of literature other than library books like textbooks, magazines, articles, and definitely they activate their internal voice. Comprehension strategies are conscious plans, sets of steps that good readers use to make sense of the text. Comprehension strategy instruction helps students become purposeful, active readers who are in control of their own reading comprehension. If you ask any group of students what makes someone a great reader, you may hear responses such as great readers can sound out words, great readers stick with a book, or great readers can read fluently. These answers are all correct. However, we want students to understand that reading is more than just being able to read the words on the page. What we really want you people to be doing while reading is thinking. That's where reading comprehension strategies come in. Now, according to the experts, there are 7 reading comprehension strategies that are essential for the students to learn to be a proficient reader. And these strategies are making connections, visualizing, asking questions, predicting, determining importance, inferring, and synthesizing. These strategies are applied before, while, and after reading. Now, first of all, we will see the strategies which are applied before reading. And these strategies are preview the text, activate prior knowledge, and set a purpose for reading. Now, the very first thing that you need to do as a good reader is to preview the text. Preview means to scan the text and use its appearance to help you know what the text is all about. After preview, use your prior knowledge to know about the subject. You can ask such questions to yourself. What do I already know about the subject? Or you can say, what does the title tell me? Effective readers use existing knowledge to make sense of new information. They reflect on the knowledge they have gained through previous readings, lectures, lab, or any experience. They make sense of the new material they can encounter in a reading. They make connections between prior information and the new information. It helps readers to be more informed and aware of what they are reading. Any connections can be made. Readers can gain prior knowledge from previous lessons or personal experiences. The next thing they need to do before reading is set a purpose for reading. Good readers know that reading can serve many purposes, and they decide what their purpose is for reading the text. To get aware of the purpose, you can make such questions to yourself. For example, why am I reading this text? So, these kind of questions will help you focus the reason why you are reading the text. Now, here are a few strategies that you can apply during reading. The first one is ask questions and monitor understanding. In order to understand this strategy, you can ask the following questions to yourself. What parts do I know? What parts are confusing? What questions do I have? Did I get satisfying answers? Can you paraphrase what you have read so far? These kind of questions will help you in better understanding the text. You can further ask few questions to yourself. For example, what is the author trying to tell me? How could the author have said things more clearly? Why did the author tell me this? It is very helpful to start with a set of questions before reading and continue to reference those questions while reading and after reading. Questioning is a way to get you engaged with the reading material so that you come away from the reading with greater understanding. The next thing you need to do is make connections. Good readers make connections between the text and their life, the world, and other texts. You can make connections by using such phrases. For example, this reminds me of when this makes me think of, I felt like that when. Often when we read, we find ourselves saying these kind of phrases. So that's called making a connection. We can connect what is happening in the book to our own lives, or we can connect it with other books we have read, or even with the things that are going on in the world. The next skill that you can apply while reading the text is visualizing. Good readers make mental pictures when they read by paying attention to the sensory details in the text. When you read, you can take pictures in your mind to help you better understand and remember that part of the text. When you string those pictures together, it's almost like you are creating a movie in your mind. And when you replay that mind movie back to yourself, it helps you in remembering and understanding the text. Another skill that you can utilize while reading a text is making inferences and predictions. You can ask such questions to yourself, for example, what do you think is true? What do I think will happen next? I can guess that. Inferring happens in the mind. A reader makes inferences by taking the clues the author has given them, mixing it with personal experience, figuring out what the text is saying or will say. And from the images of the text, readers can predict specific ideas or the main idea of a text through images. They can predict that what will happen next. Good readers connect to the reading material by making inferences from the information being presented. These inferences are conclusions that can be made from the evidence the author has provided to the reader. It is like the reader is a detective that uses the clues or information given by the author from the text to solve the case. When we read, the author doesn't always tell us directly why our character acts a certain way or says something in particular way. Sometimes we have to use the information that the author gives us plus our own background knowledge to infer what the author is really trying to say. Another skill that you need to master while reading a text is word attack. Good readers know how to sound out new words and use the surrounding text to figure out a definition. You can ask such questions to yourself while reading a text. Do I recognize part of the word? Prefix, suffix, root word? Can I use clues around the word to find the meaning? So these kind of questions will help you understand the vocabulary of the text that you are reading. Another thing you can do is review the vocabulary before reading the text. Reviewing new vocabulary from the text will enable you to further grasp the information that is provided in the text. And taking time to review new terms before reading creates more time for critical thinking during and after reading. The next strategy is synthesize. Good readers use new information to change or confirm what they think about the text. When an effective reader encounters new reading material, They take that information and blend it with other information, either from the same text, same author, text on the same subject, or even text from other subject areas. This blending or synthesis leads to new ways of understanding and thinking about the reading material or subject matter. When we read, our thinking is like the water ripples. First, our thinking starts out small, but as we keep reading, our thinking changes and grows. Each time we stop to think about what we have read, our thinking widens as we form new ideas. The next strategy is evaluate. This can be done during reading as well as after reading. Good readers form opinions about the text they read and use details from the text to back it up. Good readers decide what they like and don't like about what they read. Use this strategy during and after reading to help you form an opinion about what you read. Think about how the author makes the story come alive and makes you want to read it. Think about what was entertaining, informative, or useful about the text. And think about how well you understand the text and whether you enjoyed it or not. To summarize whatever you have read is the second skill that you apply after reading. Good readers put into their own words the gist of what they have been reading. The message of this story is the story is mainly about, means you should be able to write down the main idea of the text after reading it. Summarizing will help you to focus on remembering what you have read. It can also be helpful in developing the main idea. Summarizing can be written as a paragraph to recall the information, or it can be a series of questions that you will attempt at the end of the text. It can be a discussion as well. The last thing you can do about reading comprehension is to apply whatever you have learned into your own life. You see, good readers look for the bigger messages in text to see how these ideas can influence their everyday life, their decisions, relationships, actions, etc. After going through all these strategies and activities related to reading comprehension, I expect that you will be better able to do the task successfully. So good luck for your task. See you in the next lesson. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Thank you.